So we run a 37-acre farm in Suffolk and have no utilities and no inside space. But all that is about to change. Many of you know that we moved up here about 18 months ago. It's inherited farmland from my grandfather and my parents. And we have set up a small rare breeds farm with rare breed sheep, goats, turkeys, pigs, etc. And also a market garden and flower farm. One of the major hurdles we faced when we moved here is there are no utilities. The farmhouse and the farm buildings there were actually sold off to somebody else in 1999. And so we have no water on site, we have no electric on site, and we have no indoor space. Which when you're running a farm is an absolute nightmare. Now, as I've said to you many times before, we actually do want to live on site, but the rules in the UK make it near impossible to just buy a plot of agricultural land and build a house. It's literally so difficult. We do one day want to try and convert this barn, but at the moment our planning application didn't make it, it was turned down. And so we can't build a house. So the next best thing for us to do is to build a farm office. And so this is the site of our pheasants and our owls, and there is the barn. And we are planning now to put in a farm office. I should say we're not planning, we have bought the farm office. And it's going to be going here. So we have partnered up with Dunster House, and I think they have a January sale on at the moment. So if you're watching this in January 2022, there's a link below. You can check it out, all the products they sell, from garden rooms to log cabins. We have got a 8.5 metre by 3.5 metre log cabin that's going to go along here. And I'm really excited. It's going to have a loo in it, a compost toilet, so that we can actually go to the toilet when we're on the farm. We are going to get electrics put in so we can run our incubators in there. We can put a commercial freezer in there, a cooler, even our laptop, so when we're actually up at the farm we can work. And the other thing, as you might suspect, is when it comes to animals and farming, there's a lot of paperwork. And currently that's all in folders strewn across our house. I really want to have an office space here that I can keep it all in. So as you might suspect, with most of the places on our farm, completely overgrown, completely brambly. And in fact, this site was once 2 tractor sheds. So underneath here is all manner of weird things. In fact, I wonder if I can find one. Here. So my friend came yesterday and he told me what these were, and these are old bits of a combine harvester, and this blade would lift up the material, and then there would be a blade underneath that would cut through it. So there's loads of those, there's hinges, there's a bit of a pit here. And we think that might be where you parked your tractor and then you could get underneath it to service it. So there was a lot of clearing to do. There's also a big ditch along here. Ooh. And I spent the day yesterday cutting back all the brambles and pulling everything out to this side. I've dammed it here a little bit to create this pool, and this will be behind the cabin, but I thought actually it'd be quite nice to have a little fountain here, maybe a couple of fish in there even. It floods from the rest of the farm, and this is the main drainage ditch off site, so I thought actually it'd be really quite nice to have a little pool here. You can see there's some plastic there still, but I'm going to put some pond plants in so that kind of hides that, and then we should have this lovely little rivery area behind where the cabin's going to go. And the cabin will start around this post and go up there and then all the way across to almost where Sard is. The plan for today is to keep leveling this all off. I need to rake all of these brambles out. We were going to initially put it straight onto the ground, but we realised this is quite a wet area and it's also an area where we don't want rodents nesting underneath. So we've bought some building materials. We're going to build a deck and that we're going to set into the ground, and then we're going to put the timber cabin on top of the deck, so it's slightly raised, enough space underneath that cats can get under there to kill the rodents, and that we don't have damp coming up. So let's get on with some clearing. As with most clearing exercises, it's normally a case of moving tut and crap from one bit to another bit. And also, who would have thought I'd have been in a vest in mid-January? Crazy weather. So that's one job done. It's kind of cleared as much as we can. The other reason we're going to put it on stilts is, although you can't necessarily see it, the ground is really quite undulating, and we haven't got infinite funds, and we thought it'd actually be cheaper to build a deck and also more time efficient than hiring a digger and scraping this all completely flat. The one problem is it is the entranceway for all our building materials. So I now need to move a load of this stuff. Some of this stuff is for the cabin, for the deck, but these half rounds, for example, these are all fencing supplies which have got to be moved and taken somewhere else. One of the things I was talking about earlier was the fact that it used to be a tractor shed, and we found a big old tractor tyre. I think we're going to put that out with the pigs to play with. We also found these must have been part of the walls, and these are huge frames. This is one corner here and you can see, and I hate to waste anything, so I'm already thinking dream home build. We could upcycle those and make them into windows, which would be amazing, kind of incorporating a bit of my heritage in. The other thing we found, look at this dog, he's not supposed to be on the furniture. He loves the ball. He's playing. So the only other thing we found was this oil tank. I'm assuming it's an oil tank. Now, most people would look at this and think, what a pile of tut, we'll throw it away. But I am thinking of upcycling it watertight into a little pond. So I think it's quite a nice piece actually. It's quite tall and it's got this nice pump appliance on the back. So what I'm thinking is to use it as a tall pond. I'll take out the top, all of this rust. Take out this, and just plant some lilies, some rushes, and just have them coming out the top of it as a little bit of a tall height water feature. But that's a project for another day. So as it's a really beautiful day, we thought we might just start laying it out. So we've popped in. So what we're basically doing is we're popping posts 2.5 foot into the ground. This was our top post. So then we put in another post here, 3.5 meters away. And then we cut this beam and made sure it's completely level. And now we're just going to put the side bits on and make sure we get that rectangle space. We haven't got enough wood to do all the inserts, so I'm going to have to buy some more beams. But if we can just get the basic shape of it out, it'll be a really good start. Well, neither myself or Sada builders, so we are quite proud of what we've done today. We've basically just put the framework for the deck out. Nothing is screwed in place, nothing is perfectly level yet. We just wanted to kind of cut the boards to the right size. We need to get some more wood, as I said, but it's really cool. So you can see here we've put in the post, we've raised it, and then that side of the post is quite a bit taller. And then at the other end, in fact, the post is almost just a couple of inches because the ground is so undulating. But I'm really, really pleased with that. We're going to lay a couple of these boards on it just so that we can see what it looks like. But I think we've done a really good job, considering we don't know what we're doing. So this will be the cabin. Then we've got the aviaries there. We've got the ditch cleaned out behind it. And we've got this access space because the toilet is a toilet that can be accessed from the back, so you can take out the particles and the waste. So that's cut in the back of the cabin. And we could also run our utilities back up through this fence and then under the cabin there and into the actual office itself. So a very, very productive day at the farm.